Will the Senate confirm Judge Neil Gorsuch, or will the legacy of Merrick Garland stand in the way? Gina Passarella has this.
What's at stake in this election? It's not just who goes here, it's who rules here, the Supreme Court. The justice who guarantees
Supreme Court appointments generally don't figure much into presidential elections. That wasn't the case in 2016. After Antonin Scalia's death last February, Barack Obama, with almost a year left in his presidency, nominated D.C. Circuit Judge Merrick Garland to fill that vacancy. Although hardly a unanimous choice,
Meet Merrick Garland. Obama and his liberal allies have been working hard to paint Garland as a moderate for the Supreme Court.
the 64-year-old Garland was generally seen as a compromise.
Merrick Garland is a grand slam nominee for the Supreme Court.
Judge Garland is deeply experienced. He is seen by some as really the best pick that a Republican Senate could ask for from a Democratic president.
The president gets his 9th justice, but he does not get what he really wanted: Antonin Scalia's opposite number.
Even Republican Judiciary Committee member Orrin Hatch once called the judge a consensus choice and challenged President Obama to make Garland his nominee, which the president did. But shortly after, the Senate majority made a firm decision. No Obama nominees would be considered. No hearings would be held. Their rationale? The political environment was too toxic, and it should be left to the American people based on election results. That made the Supreme Court an even bigger issue in the presidential campaign.
If you really like Donald Trump, that's great. But if you don't, you have to vote for me anyway. You know why? Supreme Court judges.
It was a strategy that could have backfired on the Senate majority if Clinton had won. But with 2016's historic upset, Scalia's seat seemingly belongs to Trump and the Republicans. Or does it?
I think we have a major clash coming on the Gorsuch nomination, and it's reflected by Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, who says that is a stolen seat.
Whether Gorsuch is qualified may be a moot point for some Democrats.
What the majority in the Senate has done is to basically steal that from one presidency and try to deliver it to another.
But if Democrats choose to filibuster the Gorsuch nomination, they could be facing this.
But if we end up with that gridlock, I would say, if you can, Mitch, go nuclear.
The nuclear option. Historically, the Senate requires a 60-vote filibuster-proof majority to confirm a Supreme Court justice. But the Senate could blow that up, meaning a simple majority could confirm Neil Gorsuch. Whether that comes to pass remains to be seen. But if it does, another time-honored American tradition may be in jeopardy. For the American Law Journal, I'm Gina Passarella.